afternoon, everyone. It is March 11th, 2025, meeting of the City Finance Committee. May I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Committee Member Santamaria is not present. Committee Member Harmon?
Here.
Chair Friedman?
Here. We do have a quorum, so first I will open up to general public comment. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak to any item not on today's agenda but under the purview of the Finance Committee? If you're online, please raise your hand now. Are there any members?
Chair Friedman, no hands are raised.
All right, I will close public comment and turn it over to Ms. Doubles for our lone item today.
Thank you.
Our lone item.
Finance humor.
Good afternoon, Chair Friedman and Committee Member Harmon. I'm Laura Doubles, and I'm the Housing and Human Services Manager for the city. And with me here today, I'd like to welcome Mr. Dale Azam, who is the Deputy Executive Director for the Housing Authority. Thank you for having us both here today to present to you a request from the Housing Authority for a $1,450,000 loan for the development of property located at 15 South Hope Avenue. And I'd like to preface this staff recommendation by explaining a little bit about the project. The city actually, this is one of two projects that was submitted to the State Housing and Community Development Department under the Local Housing Trust Fund program for matching funds back in September of 2024. And we were supposed to hear the awards from the state in December, and they actually delayed that announcement. And we are thinking, what we've been told is until the end of this month, March. So with that, I'll start with our staff recommendation here, that we are recommending that the Finance Committee recommend to Council to adopt an ordinance approving the loan agreement with the Housing Authority for the amount of $1,450,000 for that development. And we would be recording a deed, it would be secured by a deed of trust, and also a new 90-year affordability control covenant. And this is all to say, though, it's provided that if the city's application is successful with the state local housing trust fund program, then this loan would be then rescinded. And B, to adopt a resolution amending the budget resolution for fiscal year 2025 that would approve the increase in expenditure appropriations for the Affordable Housing Fund in that same amount, funded by the fund's reserves. And again, this is provided that if the city's application to the state for the Local Housing Trust Fund program is approved, then this appropriation will also be reversed. So a little bit about the property. This is a 53,910 square foot vacant parcel. You can see it there in the green on the map there. And it's located on Hope Avenue near Upper State Street, across the street from La Cumbre Plaza. The previous building has already been demolished. The Housing Authority currently owns and will own and manage and operate the property. There will be a build of a total of 46 new multifamily rental units, restricted all to lower income households. This will include 17 studios, 13 one-bedrooms, and 16 two-bedrooms, with one of those two bedrooms being a manager's unit. 50% of this development, or 23 units, will house special needs individuals living with developmental or mental health disabilities, and Section 8 will be provided for the project for rental assistance. This is a rendering of the proposed project. And so the Housing Authority's proposal is that they own the property and they are requesting $1.45 million in city funding so that they can show the city's commitment for their low-income housing tax credit application. And that is due March 18th, which kind of sets up this conundrum with not knowing the award until the end of March from the state. If, of course, that the project is ultimately funded, then this loan approval would be rescinded, and either it may not be dispersed yet, or it would be returned to the fund. The application, like I said, was submitted last fall for the Local Housing Trust Fund, and so this is why we need this alternate funding commitment. The proposed loan terms is that it will come from the Affordable Housing Fund. It'll be written as a residual receipts payment where there's only a payment due when there's positive cash flow on the project. It's for a 30-year term at 3% simple interest with a maturity date in 2055. Brief overview of the project's financial summary. This is all the sources, and as you can see, the Housing Authority is deferring part of their developer fee there, and then at the bottom is our city loan if it gets approved. And these are the uses. So the Housing Authority already purchased the property. The land costs were $5.4 million. They are estimating direct construction costs of $30 million, and then the developer fee, the total developer fee is here. So the total for this project is estimated at $41,250,000. That makes the total cost per unit at $877,660 for the new build. And with this loan today, it would actually place the city's cost at $30,852, which is only 3.5% of the new build cost of the units. And then this would be a very extremely rare opportunity for the city to add to their affordable housing portfolio. The long-term affordability is a standard city new 90-year covenant. 45 of those restricted units would be reserved for households with incomes at or below 30% AMI. There'd be 18. At 50% AMI and below, there'd be 14 units, and then 13 at or below 60% AMI, which is considered low income. So the financial impacts to the city's affordable housing fund would be that it would reduce the fund's reserves from approximately $4.3 million down to $2.8 million. And then it would also reduce the interest income we currently get in that fund, but that would eventually be offset by the future loan payments. We just don't know when those loan payments would start to come because of the, having a positive cash flow on the project. So with that ends my presentation. I'm here and Mr. Azam's here if there are any questions.
Perfect. Mr. Azam wants to make a couple comments, and then we'll open up for questions afterwards.
Thank you very much, committee members. I just wanted to really thank you for considering this, because I realize this is only required because of the delay in the state's response. It's very important for our tax credit application, not just to fill the gap, but also to get the all-important public soft loan, improves our tiebreaker score, and it increases our chance we'll get the tax credit award. So I know you've been through all this before. Ms. Doubles did a great report, so I'll just leave it there, but happy to answer any questions.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Azam. Any questions from my colleagues? Member Harmon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just have truly a curiosity question about the mechanics of the way this contingent loan will work. Are we dispersing the funds into an escrow account and interest won't begin to accrue until we know whether or not that money is going to be utilized? Or how is it actually working? If we give it to them, will interest begin to accrue and we'll get it back in 2 weeks with whatever that is? Or how's that going to work?
Thank you, Committee Member Harmon. Actually, what will happen is they're going to have to go through the low-income housing tax credit first to see if they get that award. So typically what happens with those projects is that we eventually go through a whole escrow once we get all of the financing all committed. Yeah, so it's a ways down the road. So that's why I was saying it may not be dispersed. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, even if we wouldn't know, I still support it. I'm just curious. Thank you.
Maybe any other questions? Before we do a motion, I want to open up for public comment. Are there any members online who wish to speak to this item?
Chair Friedman, no hands are raised.
I will close public comment and put it open for motion. Member Harmon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is very creative thinking, and I say it every time. I always love seeing you here because it's going to be a good day. And just really, things are challenging right now across the board, as we were talking about earlier, and this is the kind of creative thinking that I'm really grateful that we're all engaging in, and I know we're going to have to do more of in the coming years to make sure that the things that are reflective of our values here in Santa Barbara continue to get prioritized despite difficult timelines and lots of question marks at many different levels of government. So with all that said, I'd be very happy to move staff recommendation.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, and I would, you want to make comments as well, or? No, I will just add to what Member Harmon was saying. This is an important project, and it dovetails into the different ranges of incomes on there, the 30 and up to the 60% of AMI, and that is something we've supported in the past. We supported this project in the past, and it just happens to be a kind of a technical timing issue. So glad to support this once again, and hopefully get that project built sooner rather than later. So I will be supporting the motion. Can we do a roll call, or is it because it's an ordinance? Is it fine to do a roll call on this? Or can I do acclamation on this one?
I would suggest you don't need a roll call, but, it never hurts.
Okay,
I
I'll
wouldn't
do
do
a-
acclamation, though.
What's that?
I would not
Oh, I
recommend
mean,
that.
yeah, motion on it.
Right.
I'll do a roll call on this one just because, a roll call? Okay, yeah, so we'll do a roll call on it.
I'm sorry, Chair Friedman, was there a motion? Did I
The
miss a
motion was made by Member Harmon, seconded by Member Santa Maria, and we'll
Thank
do a
you.
roll call.
Thank you so much. So we'll start with Committee Member Santa Maria,
Aye.
Committee Member Harmon.
Yes.
Chair Friedman.
Yes,
That motion passes unanimously. Thank you very
great.
much.
Thank you, and with that, we are adjourned. Thank you.